the 14 gone into 15, I make a blessing soul. From out the 14 gone into 15, I make a blessing soul. Lily God, Lily God, Lily God, Lily God, what make you praise the soul? Lily God, Lily God, Lily God, Lily God, what make you praise the soul? I make money down and I'm out on the island, I make a blessing soul. I make money down and I'm out on the island, I make a blessing soul. Stupid Gary, let's shake mommy, go marry, go one gold ring, stupid gold ring. Stupid little guy, little guy, little guy, little guy, will make the blessing soul. Little guy, little guy, little guy, little guy, will make the blessing soul. This make a blessing, I make a blessing, this make a blessing soul. This make a blessing, I make a blessing, this make a blessing soul. Little guy, little guy, little guy, little guy, will make the blessing soul. Little guy, little guy, little guy, little guy, will make the blessing soul. He make a blessing, she make a blessing, you make a blessing soul. He make a blessing, she make a blessing, you make a blessing more. Lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, will make a blessing soul. Lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, will make a blessing soul. Lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, blessing soul. Stupid guy, lily 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 guy, will make you praise the soul. Lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, will make you praise the soul. From out the 14 gone into 15, I make a praise the soul. From out the 14 gone into 15, I make a praise the soul. Lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, will make you praise the soul. Lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, will make you praise the soul. I make money down and I'm out on the island, I make a blessing soul. I make money down and I'm out on the island, I make a blessing soul. Stupid Gary, let's shake mommy, go marry, go one gold ring, stupid gold ring, stupid little guy, little guy, little guy, little guy, will make the blessing soul. Little guy, little guy, little guy, little guy, will make the blessing soul.
Yeah, my name is Jasmine Kaldata from City, Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a coach, and I always place my ex next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore in the morning. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
So this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
Lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, will make you praise his soul. Lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, lily guy, will make you praise his soul. Stupid gold ring. Stupid little girl, little girl, little girl, little girl, will make the present song. Little girl, little girl, little girl, little girl, will make the present song. Just make a present, I make a present.
All right. Hey, guess what? Good evening. Congratulations to Lemon. That's a good song. Actually, almost everything about that song says about this individual, Lily Gal, Lily Gal. A lot of you remember that as even small days growing up. And I noticed in some big people dance. I haven't gone to big people dance in a while, but maybe I should. But the big people dance, as soon as they hear this Lily Gal, these folk songs, Lily Gal, you already know what it's about. And so in Guyana, the biggest Lily Gal that they have right now is this Lily Gal on the page there. That Lily Gal on the page, hicing up a petticoat and attempting to do all manner of things. But this is what we're saying, though, to that Lily Gal in Guyana. Bring it on. Bring it on. Nobody's going to be afraid, or no one is afraid of this Lily Gal. Absolutely no one. Good evening to all of you. Welcome to Straight Up. We're going to rock and roll this evening. Guess who's in the house? Let me see if you guys have been paying attention to what we advertise here on 107.1 FM. If you tell me who's in the house, you get one of these, folk songs CD. You will get it. Compliments of Keith Beresford. How many of you know that Keith Beresford is actually a DJ, a professional DJ? Tell us who is going to be on this evening. I noticed somebody saying Melly Mel. I don't know what's going on with that. I have to check with our executive producer. Somebody said Molly Mel. So tell me who is on. Somebody say Auntie Nell. All manner of names you guys have here. That's happening. Now, Piri, I'm getting a little too beside yourself now. Somebody said that Melly Mel is what? The next president and prime minister. You guys are something else indeed. Y'all are something else indeed. I got to repeat, you guys are something else. Anyways, what's happening? What's happening in your neck of the woods? Tell me what's going on. And as we prepare, because Melly Mel is going to be on with us, I noticed somebody said that Melly Mel is what is it, glowing and all. I'm not going to get into that at all. Who glow and who in glow, who this and who in that or whatever. But yeah, share the link. We got some serious things to discuss. And after this program, this is going to be a busy night for me. After this program, guess what? After this program, I'm going to be on Rickford Burke's platform. And then after Rickford Burke's platform, guess where else I'm going to be? Hey, it's a busy night as we deal with Tanti World. And we deal with Lily Gal. Lily Gal in Guyana is misbehaving. I repeat, Lily Gal in Guyana is misbehaving. And I want Lily Gal. Lily Gal must know that nobody is afraid of her. Absolutely nobody is afraid of her. I'm not afraid of her. The other social media, as they claim, quote unquote, influencers. I'm just an ordinary talk show host. That's all. And we come here and we do our thing, and that's it. Absolutely. So good evening to all of you. Every single one of you. Take a look at Lily Gal. Lily Gal is hitting out now. Lily Gal is becoming more and more presumptuous. Presumptuous. That is Lily Gal. And we are not going to sit down and allow a little white mouth, frog face looking individual to threaten us. It's not going to happen. Can somebody tag Jack Deal and his minions and let them know that is the wrong tree that they're barking up? Nobody's going to be intimidated. Nobody's going to be afraid, because Jack Deere, being the biggest criminal that they have in Guyana, has no moral authority to call other people criminal, as he usually does on his program. Every single time is Rickford Burke is a criminal. Rickford Burke is I don't know why Rickford Burke and just don't get it over with and done. There seemed to be some sort of fatal attraction there, fatal attraction. And every time he sees Rickford Burke, I don't know if his bumps raise. I don't know what's going on. But I'm going to be on Rickford Burke's program. I'm going to ask Rickford, what's going on? I have watched the movie, what is it, Basic Instinct. And then there's another movie called Fatal Attraction. I love Fatal Attraction. It was good. But this sort of attraction, it is fatal. Jagdeo goes to bed and he thinks about the social media folks, just a couple of folks, you know. But the one that he's probably some sort of, I don't know. Burke said that Jagdeo was his social study teacher. I'm sorry about that, guys. A little naughty things going on. 12 minutes after 9 o'clock. My name is Mark Benshaw. But on a serious note, Jagdeo is now trying to stretch his arms out into the United States and other places to say that he is to go after social media persons and so forth. And this is what he says according to news source.gy. And you guys can also get these sort of news right on newssource.gy and also the Village Voice newspaper. So this is what, according to News Source, government to go after social media influencers for irresponsible comments. Comments against government. So what this idiot, Bharat Jagdeo, means by irresponsible comments by social media influencer. Well, Melly Mel is going to be talking to us about that. We want to hear from Melly Mel about this particular issue. But Jagdeo again, Jagdeo is the last person to be talking about irresponsible comments. Every single time she sits at her press conference, that's all she talks about. He talks about. That is all that comes out of Jagdeo's mouth. Irresponsible comments. He does that every single time he is on. Irresponsible comments. And so he cannot say that he's going to go after individuals who basically offer an opinion against the regime, that he is going to go after them. Jagdeo, just, if you guys know exactly what I really want to say, trust me, I really want to say something, but maybe you folks in the audience, you guys in the audience can say whatever you know that is on my mind that I really want to say right now against that vagabond named Bharat Jagdeo. I'm going to look at some of your comments. You guys know what I want to say. You guys know how I want to dish it out and have Tanti Moral know that it's 2024. The anti and the exposing of the PPP regime, will continue tenfold. Nobody's going to stop. Nobody's going to tremble. Nobody's going to be afraid. Just imagine that corrupt man in Guyana, the most corrupt individual in Guyana. And he was talking about, at his so-called press conference, about corruption under the APNU. 23 years of corruption, 23 years of neglect, 23 years of darkness, 23 years of bloodshed, 23 years of brutality under the PPP regime, and for the most part, under Bharat Jagdeo's presidency. People were assassinated, hundreds of people were murdered, dozens of people went to prison on trumped-up charges and all these different things. A little boy spent weeks in prison for showing him, wrong finger, but for showing him the middle finger. Weeks, a 17-year-old boy went to prison for. Come on. But this is a guy who wants to paint a picture to those in foreign land to basically say, hey, wait a minute. They are going to go after social media influencers who irresponsibly criticize the government. Go to hell, Bharat Jagdeo, all of you guys in the PPP regime. But look, here is why this cricketer is hurt. Man, like I fed up with this. Right. So here is why he's upset. He's upset because they are spending hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars on their propaganda networks. And guess what? It is not working for them. Things are not going their way. And so the few social media influencers are hurting the PPP regime. Some people say the social media influencers seem to be doing more than what those who are supposed to be doing aren't really doing. And so we're waiting for Melly Mel. Our executive producer says something about putting on makeup and all these different things. I don't know what's going on, but I'm looking at some of your comments. I can't read all of them because if I keep looking this way, people might think that I'm related to Ramjatan, that I'm actually not looking directly at you guys. But, all right, good evening. Share the link, please. Share the link. Right after this program, guess what? I'll be heading over to Burke's show, and we will be chit-chatting again about the same thing. But let me take you to, if Lemon has that tape queued up, let's take you over to Tanti Merle, and you'll hear exactly what Tanti Merle said at her press conference today. This wicked, demonic individual in Guyana talking about irresponsible comments. Well, you will get more so-called irresponsible comments. Who are you? Who is this creature to talk about irresponsible comments? Who exactly is this creature? It's who is it? Major Mackerel. You guys know, some of you young people wouldn't know Major Mackerel. He came out with a song many years ago, said Dotty Bungle, Dotty Bungle. Well, Jagdish, somebody around Jagdish should tell him what Dotty Bungle is. Dotty Bungle, Dotty Bungle. Dotty Bungle, Dotty Bungle. Well, hear what this Dotty Bungle had to say, but yet he's talking about irresponsible comments. Listen to this Dotty Bungle.
Right across Ghana, when the ministers of Granger or Nagamotu come here after the 21st of March, you say to them, walk behind them, chase them out, they're going to be illegal. Say to them, you're illegal. Free up the country, you're undemocratic. They're going to face a different situation right across the country.
Now listen to that, Dotty Bungle. They are going to face a different situation right across the country. Read between the lines exactly what he meant by that, right? They are going to face, meaning the government, the democratically elected government, the coalition, are going to face a different situation right across the country. So this Nima Karam, I'm not sure who gave him the title for Guyana, that he now feels that he owns Guyana, and that he can control Guyanese, he can control how you think, he can control what you eat, he can control how many times you gotta do whatever, and all these sort of things. Who is this Nima Karam? Who is this Chamar? This low-life individual believes that he can come out and he can dictate and he can say who should be speaking and what is irresponsible and what isn't. Now, let's go to him. If you want to talk about being irresponsible, whoever says he alone can speak. Take a listen.
Eve Moore or a border. And from someone, a low life like that, you.
So, he can call people all the names. He can say anything. He can call them low lives. He can call them criminals. He can say that they're extorting money from businessmen and all manner of things. He believes that he is the only one. This idiot believes that he is the only one who could do these sort of things. And if he is of the view that 2023 was a rough year on social media for them, guess what? In 2024, there is going to be an awakening, a rude awakening for them, because social media will be 10 times more powerful against the corrupt PPP regime. Speak about irresponsible. Take a listen.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
So he wants to make a slight concession. He wants to give away a piece, not of himself, something he's accustomed to, but he wants to give away a piece of Guyana to Venezuela. But yet this Nimakaram, this Katahar, this Tede Kabur Nanika Chodorka land, and those who know the rest can end it, wants to sit at a so-called press conference and dictate and threaten citizens outside of Guyana. Not this one, not me, not me. And we are not going to sit down, and we are not going to allow this crapo to feel that he is so powerful. He's not. He's a pussycat. That is what he is. I will look him straight in the eyes and tell him that he's a pussycat. That's what he is. Listen to this pussycat, please, and you'll understand where I'm coming from.
Other social media.
Look at you see, you notice the cathedral sign? That's the cathedral sign. But continue. Lemon.
I hope that the other social media influencers who are operating under the guise that they're not in our jurisdiction and they feel safe abroad, safe from the reach of our law, that they're taking note to. And I hope that anyone that they malign, people who they malign, you sue them now and get somebody to serve, hire somebody abroad, authorize people to serve them the notice or the summon, and you make sure they video it like they did with Rick Burke, and then you go proceed in court so that the trial could take place.
So basically what this criminal is saying to, obviously there are some questionable businessmen in Guyana who are also feeling the squeeze. And they're complaining to them in the corrupt PPP regime that they're not doing anything to go after the social media influencers. And they know the few that they're talking about, right? They know this cricketer knows exactly what's going on. It's corruption. And so this is a man who, according to Vice News, attempted to extort money, or probably did so, to sue hundreds of millions of dollars. But yet he sits there. He said that he wants an investigation. To this day, there has been no investigations, none whatsoever, none. And so Bharat Jagdeo is the last person on the face of this earth to talk about extortion. Bharat Jagdeo is the last person on the face of this earth to talk about criminality. Where he got that so-called mansion from and billions of dollars. Do you know Jagdeo happens, according to information, mind you, Jagdeo happens to be the richest man in that part of the world? According to information, Jagdeo has a hefty bank account and bank accounts, but one particular bank account that he has is in China. I am told that law enforcement agencies outside of the US, Guyana, outside of Guyana, may, and the operative word there is may, be onto that bank account. May be onto that bank account. And the other thing is too, Jagdeo wants people to send people to serve summons. He doesn't mean serve summons, you know. Read between the lines. He wants corrupt businessmen in Guyana to stretch their arms into the United States, not to serve summons, but to kill political opponents. That's just as they have killed political opponents in Guyana, just as they have jailed political opponents in Guyana, they want to send corrupt people over into the United States to kill political opponents. That is what it's about. And it's a dangerous, dangerous message Jagdeo is sending. Hence, we've got to stand up and we've got to say, no, it is not going to happen at all. We are not going to sit down and have it happen at all. Our executive producer has Melly Mel. A lot of you know her as Melly Mel. I have known Melly Mel since she was in kindergarten school. She wasn't Melly Mel. She was something else. She grew up in front of us as a beauty queen. Here she is sitting as an influencer. somebody that is wanted by Barrett Jack Deere in Guyana. Wayne Caesar is with us as well. Wayne is a big hardback guy. We didn't grow up. We grew up together, but you know, Melly Mel, how are you doing?
Good night. I am great, Mark. How are you?
Somebody on my page said Melly Mel is glowing. I'm not going to.
I am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Unfortunately, I can't see the comments, Mark, but you know.
Yeah. Wayne Caesar, how are you, sir? You're not glowing. No, I'm not going to say that.
No. I'm good, Mark. I'm good. Thank you for having me. Hi, Melly Mel. Good evening
Hi,
to you.
good evening. Good evening.
Yeah. You know, one of the things when Wayne Caesar found out from our executive producer that you were going to be on, he's usually on with a hoodie. But notice how he's all dressed up tonight, though. No hoodie, no nothing tonight. Yeah. Melly Mel, again, thanks so much for being on with us here on
Thanks for having me, Mark.
FM. And let's get straight to the point that this cricketer, this guy, Barrett Jack Deere out in Guyana, seemed to want to stretch his arms all the way into the US and other places and basically drive fear. At least I know he's not doing that to you. He's not doing that to Wayne, certainly not me, and maybe not others. But according to this news source article, it says government to go after social media influencers for irresponsible comments against government. I repeat, irresponsible comments against government. Before you take the mic over, Ms. Atwell, here it is.
Eve Moore or a border. And from someone, a low life like that, you
take it over there. Someone who's talking about being irresponsible.
No. This is someone that is talking about irresponsible comments towards the government. Who determines what irresponsible comments towards the government is? Who determines that? The same person who's saying that he's gonna come after influencers and activists. First of all, let me just say I don't consider myself an influencer. I'm an activist. I love what I do. I do my work. I have a platform that I'm grateful for that I've been using for the better of my Guyanese people, to highlight their plights and their issues and stuff like that. So I don't consider myself an influencer. So when I saw the comment, I said obviously he wasn't talking to me, and I hope he's talking to the influencers there that are living in Guyana, the ones that are definitely afraid to speak out. But not just the influencer. This is a man that is trying to silence an entire nation. Like, why is this government, why is the PP government exempt from criticism? Why does government feel as though they're exempt from criticism, that we as citizens, we don't have a right to speak or to say or to speak on things that's bothering us? We don't have a right to speak on the corruption. We don't have a right to speak on, and he is talking about holding people accountable and holding influencers accountable. I hope when he talk about these influencers or these social media personality that he wants to be held accountable, he starts with people like Don Singh and Robin Singh and critics and Jason Abdullah and Live in Guyana page and all those pages and all those people that are being paid by the PP to push propaganda and to troll and to bully people like me. And then when you reply to them, they turn it around. Oh, it's called cybercrime. How is it you're allowed to bully me, but I'm not allowed to do the same to you?
You know, that makes a lot of sense too, Melly Mel, because a lot of people don't know that the corrupt PVP regime, they have 50, 60, maybe 100 persons who are dedicated every day to blog.
Who are dedicated every day to monitor your social media page. These people literally go through, if I make a post on social media, and don't get me wrong, and this is coming from somebody who is employed to do this job. I literally have conversation with somebody that they're currently employing to do this job. These are people that literally sit down, go through my page if I make a post, go through each and every one of the comments to see, to have the name of everybody that is associated with the PP that may react, may give a laugh, may comment, may do, like literally they're literally monitoring my page 24/7. And they are taxpayers' money. Taxpayers' money are paying these PP propagandists to sit at Freedom House when the day come, go through comment, and to troll people like me on social media. And then you want to come out here and talk about holding influencers and social media personality accountable for irresponsible comments against. Who determines what irresponsible comments are?
Absolutely.
highlighting,
Well,
highlighting and showcasing the corruption within your government is irresponsible comments. Is that what he's referring to?
Thank you so much for that. Though a lot of people are they are reacting to it. It's going to backfire. It's already started to backfire on Barra Jagdeo and the PPP regime. This is free speech. No one is going to walk into the United States and tell us what we should say from what we shouldn't say. It is not going to happen. Mr. Wayne Caesar, your take, please, on this latest development by Barra Jagdeo.
Well, Mark, I think we would have started setting that tone on Tuesday. But just to follow up on Tuesday, the PPPC, their backs are against the wall right now. And what Barra Jagdeo is attempting to do right now is to try to limit damage control, Mark. We are not influencing anyone in any way or form. What we are doing, we are depicting to the Guyanese people, right, and to the world, because I say this, thank God for social media, or the Guyanese people would have been totally subdued by this dictatorship government. Thank God for social media. So we are able to open up Guyana, not just to the Guyanese people, but to the entire world, right? And what is happening here is that Barra Jagdeo refused to challenge us on the issues that we are speaking on, because there's a lot of issues in Guyana to be addressed. And this is where we are going with our activism. There is nothing personal against anybody, but he knows that the PPPC is a dictatorship. Hence, they're trying to use the law, stretch the law from Guyana to the United States of America, to try to intimidate us. But that's absolutely not going to work, because, Barra Jagdeo, they have no idea who they're messing with, man.
No.
I don't take lightly to threats.
Yeah.
Mark, not cutting you in, but Mark, not only are they trying to stretch the law all the way to the US, is that even possible? I see them talking about, listen, that's the thing. It's not even legally possible to do what he's trying to do. And I see he's talking in the press conference, and they have this smirk because they happen to get some police from Ghana to come and give Rickford Burke some people. It's worthless. And I don't know who he's trying to scare, who they're trying to bluff, who they're trying to say, oh, this can happen to you, so be careful of them. They are just using this as a scare tactics. They literally cannot do Rickford Burke anything, nothing. They can't demand that he come to Ghana to go to court. It's a bluff. And I'm astonished that some people are that Guyanese, his followers and their supporters are so gullible and so naive and so dumb as to think that you can come all the way from Guyana and serve somebody that is a U.S. citizen, not even a citizen, let's say a U.S. resident, someone that's living in the U.S., a country that has freedom of speech 24/7, 7 days a week, Sunday to Sunday, 365 days a year. And you can serve them and tell them something about cybercrime based on their opinion and how they feel about your country and your governance. That's not how it works. That is never going to happen. That cannot happen under no circumstances. That is not how it works. That is not how the law works. And I just want the PPP to know that they are playing a serious, serious game coming after U.S. citizens. But they can continue.
Absolutely serious indeed. We'll go to the comment section. There's Commissioner Cole, who says here, Jagdeo must practice what he preaches by first holding himself accountable for calling a member of Parliament of Guyana a lowlife. His tenure as president and opposition leader is rife with irresponsible statements. How can he now become such an sanctimonious, hypocrite by threatening free speech? Come on, BJ. Take the beam out of your own eye. Apologize to MPUs for your abuse. That's irresponsible, period. Thank you so much, Commissioner Cole. It is irresponsible. People who have a platform, they speak and they expose, and they're practicing what is called
Let me just say one more thing, Mark.
Anybody could deny that from anybody. Go ahead, Melissa.
Let me just say something else, Mark. Jagdeo, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's not really, yes, while he's trying to silence us, and he has a reason why he's trying to silence people like me. I have a platform and I have an influence. I tell people the truth. I tell them exactly how it is. And he is afraid the impact or the effect these influencers that has been telling people the truth will have on the upcoming election. Because you better believe it, come 2024, I will be breaking it down fine in layman terms, so Guyanese can understand exactly what is happening. It's about time. This is 2024, and it's about time that we put emphasis on voters' education. So for everybody that follows me, my followers, the 592 Comment Association, I will not send them into the 2025 election blindly without educating them, without showing them exactly what is going on. And that is what he's afraid of. He's afraid of the influence that these influencers or these social media personality will have on the upcoming election. This is a man that is trying to hold on to power by any means necessary, even if it means allowing the very same people who is trying to take our land and trying to take our country, trying to annex more than half of Guyana, more than 600,000 square miles of Guyana. Even if it means allowing these people to come into our country, give them ID and allowing them to vote for the PP, just so that he and his regime and his dictatorship and all of them can stay in power.
Absolutely well said. 37 minutes after 9 o'clock in beautiful Guyana. The time is different wherever you guys are listening to us. Let's head back over to Mr. Wayne Caesar and the fact that Jack Dale, the hypocrite, who basically dodged a police lockup over allegations of bribery and extortion. That's what we heard from Vice News and from Sue. Your take that this guy is such a hypocrite that he believes he's so invincible?
Well, Mark, I would say this, that Barry Jagdeo has proven that he has lice as much as a cat, because this guy should have been behind bars so long ago. But listen, what happened with the whole Vice News situation, Mark? It was obvious. We saw Barry Jagdeo there. We saw him attempting to make, you understand, an under-the-table deal with Sue. We know, and listen, Mark, this is not the first one. This is the first time that he was caught. Listen, you don't be a public servant, Mark, and you're able to amass billions of dollars. It doesn't happen like that. I'm a public accountant. It takes a long time to amass that type of money. Okay? And like I said, if we match Barry Jagdeo assets against what he would have made over his life in politics, there's going to be such a difference, okay? And we're going to be able to time out so quickly to corruption, okay? This guy has no right speaking and talking about influencers. You know, look at the stuff that would have come out of the mouth of Barry Jagdeo. And one of the statements that he would have made during the 2020 election is that if the PPP does not get into government, Guyana would be ungovernable. And this guy wants to talk about people influencing. Listen, Mark, Barry Jagdeo is a racist. Okay? He is a racist. It is proven over and over. He's a racist, he's an oppressor, he's a dictator.
Absolutely.
You know, let's don't chocolate this up.
Racist, oppressor, dictator, and every single thing.
He's hungry for control. This is a man that won't even allow the president of Guyana to be the president of Guyana. This man is so obsessed with power and so obsessed with being in control. You all call him Freedom House. That is not Freedom House. That's the worst thing that they could choose. Ain't no freedom in that house. I can tell you that. Ain't nothing free about Freedom House.
This guy is afraid that they will lose the next elections, and they will.
And they probably will. And most likely they will. With the level of Mark, in all my years, I've never dealt into politics so much like I did back in 2015. When we all, as a young person, we all felt as though we needed a change and we needed the people to get out, and we needed a change and we needed them out. I never really delved into politics so much. I know that there was corruption back then. I'm aware. I know what was happening. I know how things work as a young girl growing up. And I say I know this because I was a member of the PPP, and I would have said this before. And when Donald Ramotar was running for president, I think it was in 2011 or 10 or so, I was the one that was running the campaign out of the Red House. We were going out every day and running, and we were meeting with Donald Ramotar back and forth. Mind you, Donald Ramotar is probably one of the coolest person, like of all the PP members that I've met, he's probably one of the most down to earth, humble, coolest, just person that I've ever met. I don't know, I don't know him personally, but for the amount of time that I've worked with him and I know him, he was always that person, was always cool, quiet, down to earth, in his corner, just go with the flow kind of person.
And we're talking about Donald Ramotar, right?
And I'm talking about Donald Ramotar,
Okay,
former President Donald Ramotar, the same former president from his party that he just had critics literally threatened on a life.
Kwame Wing was assassinated.
Yeah. So
away, billions of dollars stolen from Gaisuko. Same Donald Ramotar.
Same Donald Ramotar. Like I said, I don't know him personally. I'm speaking on working with him. Like I said, as a young person working with the PPP, I was just campaigning, running their campaign, and doing their the normal campaign stuff because I was a member.
1 second, please. Let's head straight over to Small Man. Another guy who does his thing on social media feel certainly insulted by what Jack Dale said. Let's get your take, Otto, known as Small Man.
I am appalled.
Hi, Otto.
Hello. The nerve of this guy. Well, officially, I would like to put my name down in the free speech category as saying, Jackass Dio, you is the most powerfulest person on the face of this earth. The nerve. What? Ladies and gentlemen, if we don't get rid of this fool, I am using choice words. You will what? Go right ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to be serious with this fool. This is taking
dictatorship to a whole other level.
Oh my friggin' God.
But just imagine, Otto, Melly Mel and Wayne. In the United States, we could tell the president go to hell if we want. We can say that the president of the United States is a jackass if we want. Free speech. But this clum sits all the way in Guyana to say to us that we can't say that he's a jackass or this is irresponsible or so forth. Otto.
Mark, he is threatening the world. Everyone in every country ever built by God to say if anyone speaks ill of his governance and rulership,
his corrupt government.
The nerve. I'm trying my best to use choice words. I know this is really I want to say some explicits. Jackass Dio. What were you really thinking, bro? Who are you? But I know you think you're smart. Every style is a style. And you
no, it's not anything but it's just a bluff to literally scare people like us. Just trying to scare us. Y'all best stop talking because we're coming after y'all.
Yeah, stymie free speech, free thought that is governed by the United Nations and all this. But listen, I didn't even know this was happening then, and look, the whole internet is on fire. Jack, you have a lot of work to do. You was just waking up people who wasn't even awoke to your nonsense. We're going to stay woke and we're going to get rid of you. Look, I just come out in my pajamas. I scroll in with my one eye sleeping and I said, wait, this, listen, Jack, put me down, please, at the end, as one who are against you and your dictatorship, your dictatorship. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for my outburst, but the nerve of some people.
I definitely won't be bluffed into silence.
Oh my God.
Not me. I
This
know
is,
he ain't talk. I know he ain't talking to me.
you know,
Definitely not me.
all right,
Not me.
Jack Deal, why don't you ask your followers to take you to court for all of the atrocities that you perpetuated against people? Why are you outsourcing this court system? I hope you see me. I stay in a little corner with my little 4 friends, but I'm up on a big platform here, so now. What? Go, here's a thief. Let's get to that. You was a thief. You got caught in the middle of TV, not at the side, thieving, and you doing what? Wait, I got one. All I want to know, how come Dharam Lal didn't get this attention? Where were you when Dharam Lal perpetuated this act? Where is the listen? But you know what? The people are weary of this sort of nonsense. We are weary of it. And you are the author and the finishers of your fate. Dictator. I'm trying. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to hold back myself. You know what I mean? I'm one of you, and as one of you, you guys need to open your mouths and get rid of this guy. This guy is taking this to a whole new level. I see a Melly Mel page and I just put up on me page. Kim Jong-un, Jackass deal. Who was you?
You know,
You
Otto,
would take people this and that.
and to our listeners, this is Otto, and this is why you guys got to go over to Otto's page whenever Otto is on Grassroots. This is the kind of talking, because what I may not want to say, Jack Diaz and blah blah blah, Otto will say. Melly
I was
Mel will
gonna,
say.
Mark, before I come on, I was gonna ask you if it's okay for me to curse on your program. Then I remember I really don't hear anybody.
This program is kind of like the Jehovah Witness program.
I'm just saying, no,
Wayne,
quite sure.
let's get a point from Wayne right after this here, though.
Yeah.
1
Oh,
second,
okay.
please, guys.
I hope that the other social media influencers who are operating under the guise that they're not in our jurisdiction
We're not.
and they feel safe abroad, safe from the reach of our law,
We feel
that
very
they're
safe.
taking note to. And I hope that anyone that they malign, people who they malign, you sue them now and get somebody to serve, hire somebody abroad, authorize people to serve them the notice or the summon, and you make sure they video it like they did with Rick Park, and then you go proceed in court so that the trial could take place.
And what will happen?
That will
man-
be very interesting now.
This guy is stupid and this guy is funny. This guy is stupid and this guy is funny. For what?
Listen.
Oh my God.
Go ahead,
That
guys.
is the dumbest. So you hire somebody to serve us, to come to court. You hire somebody to serve in U.S. to demand that the U.S. citizens or U.S. resident come to court for a court date in Guyana. Oh wow, brilliant idea, Jack Dio.
Something is wrong with that guy, definitely.
Something is definitely wrong with him.
No, I think he's smart.
I
I
want
think he's shrewd and he's smart. But every single thing that he is planning and working against, people is going to work against him.
He is playing a serious game. Listen,
God.
they serve the right person. I waiting patiently on a summons. Please, Jack Dio.
Well, I frighten this man.
It's something that I've been dealing with from those guys for decades now, so they should know that I'm just not afraid of them. But Wayne Caesar, your take again, sir.
Yeah, I want to cut to the chase here and make a statement here. Right? Melly is an activist. Mark is an activist. Otto is an activist. I consider myself to be an activist also. It is not about the 4 individuals that you see on screen here. Our activism is about our Guyanese brothers and sisters that are there in Guyana being oppressed.
And can't
know,
speak.
Economic genocide against them on a daily basis. Freedom of speech is tempered by this PPPC dictatorship. Now, what you see Barra Jagdeo is attempting to do to us, doesn't it show the people that this government have no intentions whatsoever doing anything for them? You understand me? Hence, their attempt to just totally shut us up so that they can do what they want to do. Come on. I know Melly said that she's going to be educating the people in 2024, but I hope for the Guyanese people, what Melly is going to be teaching is going to be merely a review for you guys, because the PPPC over the last 3.5 years would have given you guys a good sample of who they are and what they are about. I don't think you need any more. But Melly, I thank you for what you're going to do for the people in 2024. It is needed and it is necessary.
It's
This
definitely,
will never do anything for the people of Guyana.
it's definitely needed and it's definitely necessary.
So, Melibel, why do
So-
you suppose, and this question is for you guys, including Otto, that folks are taking these things and being fearful for the most part in Guyana? We saw what happened recently to Brian Max. We saw what they did to Rhonda Lane. We saw what they did recently to Malcolm Harry Paul, and so forth. And Jagdeo and his goons are attempting to try the same crap over in the US where it's not going to work.
Yeah,
Because
there.
one
I
thing
think.
I want them to know that if I want Jagdeo and his goons to know that when he think that he could send businessmen and corrupt people after those people that he's talking about, of course we know who those people are, that we are going to go after them through the State Department, and once they have their visas or whatever, once they have bank accounts in the US, so get knocked back. Go ahead, Melly Mel.
No, I'm just saying this. I think the people, I know, and that I don't, and that I think, I know that the people in Guyana are very, very scared to speak out. Hence, that's the reason why they use my platform. And hence, that's the reason why I get all the information that I get coming out of all the government institutions and all these things, all the paperwork, the backlog and all these things. That is why they come to me, because people want to speak out against the corruption. People want to speak out about what is happening to them at work. People want to speak out, Black people want to speak out about being blacklisted and not being able to get a job. I have people that have been, that was fired since during the 2020 election, after the people would have taken office, and they're not able to get a job anywhere because they're blacklisted. You understand? I have people that are working in those ministries that tell me daily the amount of corruption, the amount of things that is happening within the ministry, but they can't say anything. It's not that they want to side with the PP and they know it's not right. So they come to my inbox and they give me all these stories, but they can't speak publicly. Some of them are not even allowed to follow me. They're not allowed to press follow on my page, because they can't let the ministry or whatever they're working with see that they're following Melly Mel. They can just read, listen, and they can just speak with me privately, but they can't show no public support at all for me. Not just people, but businesses and all of that. And I don't understand why is it so important. Well, I know why is it important for him to shut everybody up, to shut anybody that he feels as though have a little platform. If they're not willing to take a buyout, don't get me wrong, Mark. Some of them did take buyout. Some of them getting a little contract here and there, and you notice they ain't saying anything more.
You mean social media influencers?
Yes, some of these
Really?
very same influencers that used to be very vocal on social media. That used to be very. They used to be very vocal.
Call the first name of someone and I can whistle? That we
No,
know
I know a lot. I know about like 10 of them that are now getting contracts from the government, that are now working with the government, that are now, the family now getting this, now getting that. So once what's happening to Guyanese doesn't affect them, is that people are at the point, once what's happening to Guyanese, to the regular Guyanese, to the poor man, now once it's not affecting those at the top that are friends with the government, that are friends and family with the government. Once it's not affecting them, they literally don't care. So they don't know what's happening. They don't care because it's not affecting them. They take the buyout, they take the broke back, and they drinking the soup, the loud soup, eating 3 square meals a day, and they just rock back, just relax and refuse to say anything for anybody or speak out against anybody. And then people like us, oh, they call us, oh, extortionists, and we're this and we're that and we're that. I'm an extortionist because I refuse to take buyout. And and they very well know what I'm saying, that you guys have offered me money before. You send your people to offer me money to come on board with the PPP and all of that. And I refused on numerous occasions. So now I'm
But
like,
they're notorious for
I'm an
that.
extortionist because I refuse to take the money
You know,
to join
Maribel,
them and to promote the one guy and the bullshit that they wanted me to promote.
oops, you did say the word on this Jehovah Witness platform.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You can say it's okay. So here's what Marlon Williams is saying. How come no journalists in Guyana don't ask Jack Gabe questions like who gives the police powers to serve persons? Nobody asks these sort of questions. Otto, and then wait, go ahead. Your take on what Marlon Williams is asking.
Oh, the real journalists don't actually turn up to Jack. Let me just say, the real credible news source and credible journalists in Ghana don't go sit down in Jack Dio. Let me answer that question. Don't go sit down in Jack Dio press conference. You know who goes and sits in Jack Dio press conference?
Man.
Daily News, Newsroom, Mark and Fariz and them from Newsroom, Daily News, the Ghana Chronicle, Ghana Times, all the state-owned newspaper. Those are the person that goes to the Starbrook News and News Source and AGPTV. They have time for going to sit down and listen to Jack Dio ramble, he nonsense and ask no question. Anybody, the credible news entities don't go sit down at Jack Dio news conference. So you won't hear those questions being asked.
You certainly wouldn't hear those questions being asked. We're joined here by Rhonda Bob. Rhonda Bob is with us.
Hi, Rhonda. I tag you today. I tell you the man talking to you.
I know it's me talking to.
So what's going on, Rhonda? Good night. Before we get started, Otto, let's hear from Rhonda.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right. I feel so.
I see everybody tag me in this thing that says he talking to you. So I'm like, me, I know it's not me talking to. How I feel about this, I don't think that he is just threatening Guyanese in America. I think he's threatening Guyanese all around the world.
Absolutely.
Because, and not only that, I think he's trying to scare the Guyanese in Guyana because they know no better. You understand? So when he said it, no, nobody's going to send us the info that they normally send us. So Melly Mel, you get a lot of stuff in your inbox on a daily basis. Now he's saying, if I go to a ministry office and they tell me that I gotta bribe them, whatever, if I don't have a recording of that or if I don't have a tape of that, then it didn't happen. So my advice is to everybody in Guyana, when you are going now, get a tape recorder, put on your voice recording, whatever on your phone, and start videotaping these people. And now give us video messages where we could put out there. Let's say, but even when Melly Mel put out video messages,
and even when I put out video, they say it's not true.
He's saying it's not true. So how do you discredit people's stories and their experience? That's what I'm trying to understand.
He don't care. They don't care. This I don't think people. I don't think people. The Guyanese population is coming to grip with the fact that this government don't care. They literally don't care. Corruption is blatant. You can open you literally seeing corruption every day, and they don't care. I don't even think these people are. I don't know. I'm thinking that the people probably know something that the Guyanese population don't know, because I can't see how a government can be so blatant corruption, can be treating the people of the citizens of Guyana like this and not care. They probably got something up the sleeve come 2025 election, because who going to vote for these people to put them back in power?
I don't know. I felt
they probably know something that we know, Mark enlighten me. They know something that we don't know. Because this is the worst I've seen.
They know what's going on. They know that they have lost the elections. They're trying to find ways to rig it again. But Otto, your take on the journalists that they're so quiet, they're not asking the sort of questions.
They have gradually been allowed to grow into this juggernaut. For lack of anybody who's standing up against this type of tyranny and this type of governance, they have been allowed. Let's not operate like we don't know why this government got this shock and awe value with people now. That Rickford move is all across the board. It's to silence everyone and then pontificate on it and tell people, oh, you can do this, that, and the third. Well, here's Jackass deal. I, unlike these esteemed gentlemen, little more raw with it. Understand what's going on. You ain't gonna put no Guyanese in the place where you want, but you've been allowed to. There is a silent majority waiting to vote you out. Take long and do all you want. First thing, it's not going to work. Let's get to that.
Because you're silencing nobody.
Waking up.
You're going to silence the influencers in Guyana.
I can talk a little more about
Who?
I'm sorry.
All I want to hear you because
not
you
Bill.
have woken up. People.
Well, Mark, all you do, well, I can talk from Sunday to Sunday. Me missing a Sunday, I can talk more, but no, this all you do. When you did that was motivate me. Because nothing will shut me up.
Melly Mel and Rhonda and Wayne and he doesn't know that this has inspired people to talk more, and there's 10 more influencers and so forth.
The hope was recover. The hope was recover.
I did a video where I just asked him, I said, if you can discredit anything that we've spoken about when it comes to GPL, the Guyana Water Incorporated, whatever, Ministry of Housing Corruption, the Guyana Police Force bribery thing, domestic violence on the rise, school violence on the rise, all these things that we've spoken out about. If you can discredit it, I'll personally call you and give you an apology. But he can't discredit none of it because these are real stories that come in. And people send videos to back up these stories, you understand? So what is it that we said about your government that you don't like?
Well, that is irresponsible. He chose the word wise. He said irresponsible comments.
In response to what Rhonda just said, this is not a government, man. If they were a government, they would have understood what Rhonda just said. These guys are not politicians. This is a group of thugs that have no proper understanding. Because what we are talking about is issues, and they're taking it to a whole different level. You know, that's why, Mark, I'm of the opinion that I am not going to tolerate it. And there's nobody that's going to ever come on my property and serve me anything. That's why I stand by that. You know,
nothing coming from Guyana for sure. No police. No police.
1 second. Good point, Wayne. Otto.
That's nonsense.
Rhonda, what you gonna do? You gonna throw the writ over your shoulder?
Janet J gonna rip the salmons up. That's
so, why do you suppose, because your platform, Rhonda, has expanded?
Yeah.
Why do you suppose that whenever you talk and you highlight things, his bumps is raised?
I think because I give it to them raw, like I really give it to them like that. You see, Melly Mel do pose, but I speak out. I literally speak. I curse everybody out. I do whatever. And I think people like that raw. That's the thing.
No, I don't like women. Mark, he doesn't like women either. He doesn't like women. Says bumps must raise.
Well, he blocked me on Facebook, so.
Rhonda, let's see Otto. Rip that stuff up again, Otto. Let's see. Go ahead.
I got a little piece. God damn it. Nonsense coming from Guyana. What is wrong with this guy?
I was shocked with the whole thing with Rickford.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, Rickford collect that. Listen.
I could
he
see
he go on the right. He go on the right.
He has a video of Rickford work collecting the summons. Well, let us call on the Guyana Police Force at Jack Deere. Let them leak that report out to newsroom. Let us see that video.
Of course. I don't know what's going on. I mean, there's so many issues in Guyana for them to address and deal with. Why they're worried about people in America? Like, I'm seeing people starving every day. They got so much homelessness happening. So many poor people right now, children suffering on a daily basis.
Why are they taking the people's money?
So I'm not sure why they're not.
Why are they taking the people's money? The people's money. The people's money to expend on this nonsense. The
Well, I
people
think
of Guyana have to stand up against this sort of nonsense. They're taking taxpayers' money. They don't go into their private accounts to do this nonsense.
no,
Exactly.
it's that.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Rickford Burke from his basement. Good
I
night.
thought he was,
What basement got bright lights in it?
Yeah.
I thought he was in prison.
I
But
thought-
I'm-
I thought you would have been in prison by now, Rick Ford.
Melly, my sister.
Your social study teacher, he makes us tremble. We're afraid. Wow. What's going on with this statement?
Hi,
here?
Rhonda.
Hello, how you doing?
Hi, Wayne. Hi, everybody. Good night. My who?
Rhonda,
Social studies.
You know Wayne as a junior. Hi, Junior. Hi,
That's
Wayne.
great. I'm
Rick
not
Ford,
confused.
Rick Ford,
That's
they
my family
demand
right
that you be in, they demand that you be in court to spend March.
March 14th.
March.
Vigilance, Rick Ford, Vigilance Magistrate Court, brother.
Yep.
Vigilance.
Rickford,
But go ahead on.
what is your take on this here? Go ahead.
I just think that, well, first of all, a U.S. official told me that they got a report that Bar Jagdeo said that he is so essential. Bar Jagdeo is so essential to U.S. oil security, energy security, because he controls Guyana, that he will get what he wants. That's actually what he said. And I think they picked it up on surveillance or something like that. So he's now testing the resolve of the United States. And he's signaling to them, listen, I'm going to come into your backyard. I'm going to come into your country like China and India. A really like Jagdeo Willie country. Little country. Going to test the United States to say, we're going to come into your country and do what we want with your citizens. I want to show everybody in the diaspora that what they came to my house and people tell me, why did they shoot them? Why did I did the right thing. I went to church and worshiped my Lord, according to Desmond Hoy. And now U.S. law enforcement has taken over. So I want to tell everybody, have no fear. This is not a case of the Guyana government coming or pretending or attempting to serve me with something. That was served with nothing. And Jagdeo was boasting that he has a tape. Release the tape, Bar Jagdeo. Release the tape. I welcome them, release the tape, because no one served me with anything. But what is most important is this dangerous development where Guyana is treading along the same lines of China, Russia, where they're going now to attempt to kill their citizens abroad or kill their nationals abroad who oppose them, to send police officers, armed police officers. He is saying some nonsense that, Burke says anybody believes. He's saying we send armed people. The Guyana police force has not denied that the people who came to my house had guns. The federal officials know that they had guns. New York City police officers that are pursuing them know that they had guns. And Mark, I heard on your program, you said that you verified with NYPD that there is an investigation. The Guyana police force said there's no investigation.
Well, not only have I verified with the NYPD about the investigation, they have given me I do have the case number. I have the complaint number. I have the detectives' names and everything. But yet the Guyana police force continue to peddle this lie to the public to say that there is no such investigation. And all I would say as it pertains to an investigation higher than NYPD in another law enforcement agency, that investigation is ongoing through another law enforcement agency, to be precise, the FBI. There is an ongoing investigation as to what happened at your house. And I prefer that has been confirmed. And so we don't come on this show and spread propaganda and this and that. It has been confirmed. They lied about NYPD. Let's hear what they're going to say about the FBI's.
But Mark, let me say what this is important.
Yeah.
What happened at my house is not people trying to serve some court paper. That's not it. What happened to at my house was a crime against the United States. The Guyana government sent armed police officers and an armed private citizen to perform duties on behalf of a foreign government. That is espionage.
How they get the guns in the country?
That's no. They don't have to get it to the country. They can get it from here. Somebody threw them a little gun somewhere,
Well,
because
the
they have
process server could be a licensed firearm.
A licensed firearm carrier.
Yeah.
Probably get like a security form or something. Somebody that is licensed to carry.
That is true. So, but the cop from Guyana now, if he has what is called a B1, B2 visa, he cannot perform any sort of duty over here as it pertains to work. And if in fact he has done that, then his visa is up for grab. And that is what Jack Day and he condemned. But go right ahead.
But Mark, before I go, please let's allow Jack Day to keep talking. Please let's allow the Guyana Police Force to keep talking, because every time they talk, they enhance the federal and NYPD case. Let them keep talking. I love the fact that Jack Day has confirmed that these men were performing duties for the government. And then Danilal confirmed that they were performing duties for the government. And none other than the Guyana Police Force that they were conducting espionage. So let them keep talking. We welcome it.
Before you go, Rickford, let's hear back from everybody else. Rhonda Bob, you're not afraid at all. You're not trembling, because I've seen you tackle some serious men on your platform. You don't.
I'm not scared. I'm pissed. That's what I am, because I think that they're trying to silence the people in Guyana. Okay, for not speaking out, not sending the info to us so that we could release. I think this is a threat to Guyanese in Guyana, because they're definitely threatening me, because I'm going to keep cursing at them. I don't care what they do, what they say. Once the story hit my inbox, I'm going to put it out there, because people always send stuff to back it up. You understand? I just don't release stuff unless there's paperwork, there's something to back up those stories. So he could threaten them, but I know that people are just going to talk more. You know, they'll be more careful now on what they comment online, but they're going to keep sending those info, because he's definitely hiding something. You know, that's the only way you would go to these extremes to silence people, if you're hiding something. That's what I feel.
Rhonda, not only is he's not the only person hiding something. All the ministers.
Mel, people are dying. People say they want to see your face.
I want to see Melly. Yeah.
Audio from you. No, we got to see you. We got to see
All right,
you.
go to somebody else and come back. Let me move. I'm in the darkness. That's why I came up.
Melly, put down that peanut butter sandwich and come back to the camera.
So, Rhonda, I noticed people are saying they say they just love when you curse, but this is a Jehovah Witness platform, not on this. No,
I can't curse.
Otto,
Yes,
where do we go from here, sir, as we prepare to wrap up?
We just need to stay the course. The Guyanese people need this sort of activism, and the Guyanese people themselves need this to energize them to do much more of what they're doing to expose this illegal regime. I'm using choice words because I'm among you guys, but I'll be over at my platform and I'll be cursing out. Yes, here to listen, just think, stop, take stock, be objective. For a leader of Guyana to threaten citizens, I feel threatened. Unlike you gentlemen, I feel threatened.
We all do.
Live in the US. I live a couple blocks from the White House, and I feel threatened. I would like to call, they're watching, the Homeland Security. Please, as a taxpayer, as a decent citizen, I feel threatened. I'm not like these kind gentlemen here. I feel threatened. FBI, the DA, and these people, I feel threatened. This dictator from the next country is not only threatening you, but he is outing in his country that he's going to, Guyanese everywhere. Beware. This leader is so powerful. He said it verbatim. I will get you anywhere in the world you are. This is too much power for one individual. Jagdio, you're the author and the finishers of your faith, and your faith is coming. Thank you very much.
Mark, let me say something. He doesn't have that power. He's projecting that he has the power. And let me say this to people. It is more ominous, as Mark and I know. It is far more ominous than them him sending people to pretend to serve a paper. It's far more ominous. I am the one in communication with the police. There's a police vehicle outside of my house right now. All right? I am the one. It is far more ominous. They are plotting with all sorts of unsavory elements. And the reason they're doing that is because Barjagdeo wants to pick a fight with Black members of Congress. So he can say what he said today, where he said the opposition is backing Rickford Burke and he's an extortionist. Present the evidence. You know what they call an extortionist? Me demanding that a financier of their political party that has a car dealership that has robbed people, scammed people, indulged in predatory financial practices, that's defrauded people hundreds of millions of dollars. Because we demanded that they pay those people back, they're calling that extortion. Well,
that's the same so-called business individual who's on the radar of U.S. law enforcement agencies. You know?
Oh, BM. Let me say BM Suits, and I'm gonna say BM Suits because I just got like 2 complaints in my inbox.
Of course, it's BM Suits.
And if you guys have been following my page, you guys have been I've been warning people about buying cars from BM Suits. I got like 3 complaints right now about them. People buying cars from them. These people are so nasty in doing business. You buy brand new cars from them, they take out the engine, they put in old engine, all this, all that. If you don't know about car, like it's switch your paperwork, your insurance is an entire criminal entity. I can't describe.
Exactly.
I can't describe the amount of things that these people do to people. I don't understand why people still go and take car from BM Suits. Do not buy cars from BM Suits. I can give you a list of reasons why you shouldn't. You are wasting your money. Unless you could go get that car, check out, find the engine, the wheels, everything. This is what they've been doing to customers for years. This is how these people get rich. I can't believe these people are still comfortable when the night come robbing poor people like that.
These are the people that Jagdeo is protecting and calling.
Why don't we continue this conversation on my platform? Everybody come over. Send the link to Mark. Send the link to everybody, and let's switch over to my platform because people are cursing me that they're waiting.
All right, thank you, Rickford. But
glad to see you all. Keep the faith. Nobody will silence us, and everybody who feel threatened by some government, some despotic government in South America that will send gunmen to your house, search the laws, self-defense, lock and load. Okay. All right.
Rickford, you had that opportunity, but you rush in church and pray. But you could have.
I was on my way to church, and I don't play with my Sabbath. It is because of my faith that I'm still alive and I'm so protected. So I'll choose church anytime. Bless your heart.
Screaming hard, rape or murder,
Thank you, Rickford. We'll be over at your side shortly.
But first of all, they can't get past security at this basement I live in.
Oh, you're in the basement too. Let's hear from we know Ronnie's in our basement. She packing stuff to send to China. I don't know. Wayne, where do we go from here, sir?
Mark, where we go from here? Otto would have said it, I think, best when he called on the Guyanese people that they have to stand up. Listen, this monstrosity called Barjagdeo and this monstrosity called the PPPC, you know, the Guyanese people kind of contributed to building this whole thing out. You know, now it is us, we, the activists and the Guyanese people who've got to conquer this. Now, let's keep in mind, from 2015 to 2020, we had a coalition government in place, okay? There was nobody seeking to extradite anybody. There were no persecution against business people and all these. There was none of that. Okay, Mark, let's keep that in mind. Now let's look at today and let's look at what's happening here. Listen, I know what the PPPC is trying to do. And like all my colleagues on this panel would have said, they're not scared, neither am I. There is no way that we can be touched in no way or form. We all work. We all, as Otto say, we all pay our taxes and we all have to be protected. It is mandatory. And Mark, I'm going to go even further to say that the PPPC that sits there in Guyana right now in power, it is not a government. It is a terrorist organization. It's a terrorist syndicate, and that's what they're committing, terrorism against us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Wayne Caesar. Powerful indeed. We'll give Melly Mel, and of course, Rhonda has had her say as well.
Well,
Melly
Mark,
Mel,
Mark, I think I've basically said everything that I want, that I needed to say. I know by now that the Guyanese people know that I will not be silenced. I know, like Rhonda said, I post a lot, and I don't usually do like a lot of videos because I'm so busy. But you know what, Mark? This has actually really, really motivated me to start doing videos and start explaining to the Guyanese. Because like I said, like I was saying before, voters' education heading into the 2025 election is going to be very, very important. And we know come next year, y'all gonna get everything y'all want. Y'all get a 9% increase. Y'all gonna get all the ration, all the money, because they're going from the time the new year hit, they're going to start buying votes. You understand? You see, they're dragging now, they're done announcing free education for UG come 2025, because they know that they're heading into election, and they gotta make up for all the nonsense that they've been doing for the last 3 years. But I don't think there's anything that can compensate the Guyanese people for the nonsense that these people have been doing to them. It's just like the level of injustice, the level of pettiness, the level of systematic racism, the level, like it's just so nepotism, everything that has been happening in Guyana, the disrespect for public servants, the police force, the Guyana police force, the GDF, it's just a lot. And like I said, Mark, unless these people know something that I don't know, I don't understand how they're convincing Guyanese, how they're convincing nurses, teachers, doctors, public servants. How are they convincing these people to go out there and vote for them come 2025? How? I just don't see it happening.
Well said, Melly Mel, there for you guys. Wayne Caesar, Rhonda Bob, Small Man, Otto as well. But quickly before we go, I know you guys got your own style on your platform, and I urge and I call on people to continue. You guys have huge platforms indeed. And I like going on Otto's corner and gaff. It's the raw gaff. Rhonda Bob, when I go on your platform, it's like
if each of us have
absolutely
Different style.
if ever males do get pregnant, whenever I go on Rhonda Bob's platform, I leave pregnant. But in your own word, starting with Otto, one word to describe Barry Jack Deo. Express yourself. Feel free.
Oh, thank you very much.
One word.
Dead jackass.
Wayne, one word.
Dead jackass.
Dictator.
Melly Mel, one word.
Mar.
Rhonda Bob, one word.
I think he's lost his fucking mind.
I knew it. I just knew it. I knew it.
Thank you very much.
Indeed. You got to be Rhonda. I was hoping Melly Mel would have gone some route, but maybe.
I really think that the man got mad.
Guys, I want to continue. You guys continue your platform. Let's continue to work together. 2024 is going to be a hard-hitting year against corruption and Jack Deo and so forth. Thank you so much, Rhonda. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Appreciate it. And of course, we got to thank you, members of the public, as well. I know we didn't want to go, but this is just to let Jack Deo know. Let him know. We're putting them on notice. And all of the corrupt businesses out there in Guyana, whether they're car dealerships or whatever, we're putting you guys on notice that 2024 is going to be a massive, widespread boycott against.
I believe every word of.
Coming home with something you gave. resolution to give satisfaction. She gave, you think I went up in